Every satisfying job you've been told to chase requires a college degree. That's the lie. The truth is, a diploma might be the most expensive thing you ever buy that actively makes you poorer. There's a number, a specific, provable number called the ROI crossover point. It's the age at which your degree finally earns back more than it cost you. For a growing number of majors, that number is never. Most people never calculate it. You're about to. Think about every adult who shaped your worldview before you turned 18. Parents, teachers, counselors, they all repeated the same script. Get the degree, get the career, build the life. It wasn't bad advice at the time. 30 years ago, graduates earned 60% more than non-graduates over a lifetime. The degree paid for itself many times over. But the economy moved, costs exploded, and the script never got rewritten. Everyone kept repeating it like it was still 1995. Here's what they never told you to calculate. The average 4-year degree now costs about $240,000 all in. But that number is a distraction. The real cost is invisible. Skip college and earn $50,000 a year starting at 18, you bank $200,000 by 22. Invest even a fraction of that, and compound interest works for you immediately. The college student, they earn nothing for 4 years and go $250,000 into the red. So the actual gap at 22 isn't tuition. It's approaching $500,000 when you factor in lost compounding. And this is where the math turns. Roughly 40% of recent graduates end up underemployed, stuck in jobs that never required a degree. That's not a rough patch. Research shows early underemployment suppresses your salary trajectory for a decade or more. You paid $250,000 for a credential, earning you less than if you'd never bought it. That's not a bad investment. That's a negative ROI. The crossover point doesn't get delayed, it disappears. Now flip the lens. Electricians, plumbers, welders, trades your guidance counselor probably never mentioned are pulling $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. Some cross 6 figures, zero debt, 0 lost years, and they entered a labor market so starved for workers that wages keep climbing. But here's what makes this irreversible. The corporate world stopped pretending too. Google dropped degree requirements, so did Apple, IBM, Delta. Entire industries now hire for proof of skill, not proof of attendance. The moat that degrees once built is being drained from both sides. So map the two paths side by side. Path 1, start earning at 18, compound wealth for 4 years, carry no debt, and enter a market begging for labor. Path 2, pay $250,000, lose 4 years of compounding, graduate into a flooded market, and spend your 20s digging out of a hole. For a significant number of majors, Path 2 never catches up. The crossover point never arrives. Does this mean every degree is worthless? No. Medicine, engineering, computer science, a handful of fields still deliver strong returns. But that's exactly why the system is a trap. It sells the exception as the rule. It markets the success of the top 20% of majors to justify the purchase for all of them. The average 18-year-old doesn't pick a high ROI field. They pick what feels interesting, sign loans they barely understand, then spend 20 years learning what compound interest means from the wrong side. A degree isn't an education, it's a financial product. And like any financial product, it should come with a prospectus, not a pep rally. $1.7 trillion in student debt. That's not a crisis. That's the receipt for an entire generation buying a product marketed with outdated data. The most valuable skill in this economy isn't a credential. It's knowing which games are still worth playing and which ones were rigged before you sat down. Don't just subscribe. Go run your own crossover number. The next video breaks down a financial product even more misunderstood than college, and there's a good chance you're paying for it right now.